Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to use the basics of Google Meet. So today I'm going to run through the basics of how to set up a Google Meet, how to operate the function inside it, and over the next few days I'm going to post some more videos on how to use it as a teacher member of staff with the integration in Google Classroom, how to set up from Google Calendar invites, but today we're going to just look at the basics of how to use Google Meet itself. So first thing you need to do is come to your Google homepage like this and click on the waffle icon in the top right hand corner. By clicking on that, you're going to scroll down and find your Google Meet icon, which is a camera inside a green speech bubble. Now yours may not be there, but you can scroll down and you'll find it somewhere on this list. Now if it's not where you want it, you can simply click on it and drag it. You can move it up to the top because it may become really helpful to you over the next few weeks. So once you've found it, just click on the Google Meet icon. It'll load up inside this tab. Now, just a personal touch that I like about Google Meet is that every time I go onto this, it will provide me with a new background. Now, that provides no sort of functionality or anything like that, but I think it's really nice that I just see something different every time I log on. I think that's a nice touch from Google there. So you'll see I've got join or start a meeting on the right hand side, and I've got nothing scheduled for today. So if I've already been invited to a meeting previously, I can open up Google Meet and it will show down there and I can just click on it to join the meeting. But today I've got nothing scheduled. I'm going to show you how to set up a meeting for maybe your staff, maybe your department or colleagues you just want to check in and have a laugh with. So you can click join or start a meeting here. Now it's going to ask me for a meeting code or a nickname. So if another member of staff or a colleague has set up a Google Meet already, I can type in the nickname of that here. But I haven't got one, so I'm going to create one now. So I'm going to type music department meeting. Now, if this was already created and another member of staff had asked you to join, they can simply type this in and it would join the same meeting I'm in. But as I say, we can invite people from inside the Google Meet once we set it up. So once I've set it up here, I'm going to join into this screen, which is a preloading screen to the Google Meet meeting. So you can see here it loads up my camera and my microphone. And you can see my microphone working because I have the green lines shooting up and down on the left-hand corner here. So if you're struggling with Wi-Fi connection, maybe you've got a lot of people on your network at one time, the camera does use a lot of bandwidth, so it will slow things down. So you might start lagging and causing disruption in the meet. So you can simply turn off your camera by clicking the camera button. And then that logo will go red, meaning the camera is off. Equally, you could turn your microphone off if you wanted to, while someone's presenting or someone else is talking. You can click that and it also goes red. So you can see the difference between it being on and off. If it's on, there's no colour, and if it's off, then it's red. Now, I can see on the right-hand side here, I've got no one else is here. So it shows I'm the only person in the meeting currently. Now, I've also got join now or present. I always tend to go into join now because you can present from being in that mode as well. And I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to click join now. Right, so now I'm in the meeting and it's asking me to add others. So people could type in music department meeting in that join Google Meet box that I showed you a few minutes ago. You could alternatively click copy joining info, and that would send, you can then paste that link inside an email to all your colleagues and they can join by clicking the link. Or you could click add people and type in their email address and they'll get a personalized notification with that link in and it will let them join. But for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to keep myself as only me in this meeting. Now, another visual demonstration that the microphone's working. Whenever I'm talking, this grey box appears around my profile picture. So I know my microphone's working currently. Now, let's look at the different options we've got in Google Meet. So we've got up here, we've got the people tab. We've got the chat tab. You've got yourself. So you can pin yourself to the screen. And I've also got the Grid Chrome web extension, which I'll explain in detail in just a few seconds. So on the people tab up here, I can see everybody that's in the Google Meet. I can still add people from here by clicking that and typing their email address. And you've got options if there's other people in here and you're the owner of the meeting, you can mute them, you can remove them, or you could pin them to the screen so their image and their camera is on your screen. But for the purpose of this, obviously, I'm the only person in here. Now, we've also got a chat function, so we can provide, if we're talking about something in particular, we can provide a link so all of us can click on it and see what the other person's seeing, or maybe something in the news we've seen that we want to share, or just asking questions. Now, if it's on a large scale and you're doing a big meeting, we tend to have people muted other than those who are presenting the information. Now, if it's just a departmental meeting, you probably won't need that. But if it's a large group, people can type questions in here, and to the person presenting, they can reply when they're ready. So that's a really useful feature. Now, Google Grid web extension. Now, I'll leave a link to that in the comments below. But the reason I've got Google Grid extension is that when you've got multiple people in a Google Meet, whoever's talking at the time, their image will appear on the screen. And if lots of different people are talking at different times, or at the same time, sorry, lots of images will flash up and down on the screen. And I personally don't like that. I think it's a bit unorganized and a bit messy. So by downloading this extension, it tidies it up. It puts everyone in smaller boxes on the screen so I can see everybody at the same time, which I think is really useful for me. I like to have things tidy and clear. Now, we've also got these buttons at the bottom. We've got turn on captions, we've got present now, and we've got some more options here as well, which we'll go through in just a minute. So turn on captions, really useful for those students that may have hearing impairments. Now you can see whatever I'm saying appears on the screen as text. Now it's not perfect, but it is nearly perfect. And you'll see it all appears on the screen. Now, after the meeting, it will save as a Google Doc in your Google Drive, and you can forward that on to those students or participants that may be struggling. Now I can turn that off there. Now I've also got the present now option, so I can present my screen to demonstrate some data or demonstrate something I've been doing recently. So you've got an option for your entire screen or a window. I always click entire screen. Now it will ask me if I'm sure I'd like to share. Yes, I would. And now it will show this. You'll say you are presenting to everyone. Now I can go onto anything on my screen and it will show people whatever I'm looking at. So I could click up here. I've got some funny dogs. There we go. Lovely thing to make everybody smile. But everyone in the Google Meet will see that. Okay, and this could be used for a variety of things. If you want to look at data representation, you want to show someone a website, you want to show someone how to do something, maybe a how-to video. Okay, so it's really useful for that. And once you're done, you can click stop presenting and it goes back to having everybody back on the screen again. Now, another good feature that Google Meet has is this record meeting option. Now, this is great if you've got a meeting or you're recording a lesson for students. You may want to present your screen on, talk through a presentation, or talk if you're doing something for your department, talking through the data set. And you can record it and send it to those people that weren't able to make the live meeting earlier in the day. And I think that's a really, really useful feature that Google have implemented there. And say that still saves directly into your Google Drive as well. Now you've got changed layout. So this is what I was talking about earlier, people just sort of flashing up on the screen as they're talking. The Google Grid extension that I've got overrides that, and I would highly recommend installing that as soon as you get the chance. You've also got down here full screen, which gets rid of your search bars at the top. Probably not very useful. I've never used it, to be honest. You've also got the turn on captions option here, settings, use a phone for audio, which I've never used either, report a problem, and help. So let's look at the settings tab quickly. So here you can select your microphone settings. If you've got a external microphone you want to use, you can select it there. Your speakers, maybe you've got a different set of speakers plugged into your computer. Your video options, so you can select the camera, your send and receive resolution, which I've got on the lowest setting just to try and reserve that bandwidth and help me stay online and connected to everybody. So if you can put that on the minimum, I'd recommend doing that as well. It just saves your internet connection really. And once you're done, you can click that done button. Now, I've got one more extension I'd like to show you, which is up in this top left corner. Now this is called the Nod extension, which I'll also leave a link to below. And the Nod extension is really good if you're doing mass meetings. So maybe you're doing a training personal development session for your all school staff on how to use a certain Google product. Now, this is really good. So everyone would be muted in the chat as per standard etiquette. And if you want to talk or you have a question, you can simply put your hand up on the screen, or you could use this nod extension and you can click this person up here, B, raise their hand. So it shows everybody in the chat you'd like to say something. And the presenter may ask you to ask your questions. You'd unmute your mic and ask your question. You could also, if someone's presented something really good, you could put well done. You have emojis over here as well. Okay, so it's a nice little extension that you can get on the Google Chrome Web Store, which I'll show you, which I'll leave a link to below. And now I'm going to show you how to leave a Google Meet and how to close it off properly. Now, there's a common misconception here that when you click the red hang up button, you automatically leave and the session's closed. That's not true. So if I click the red hang up button here, that lets me leave the chat. Okay, but I haven't fully left the meeting yet because I can still rejoin by clicking that button there and it will let me back into the meeting. Okay, I can still join the meeting just like that. So what I want to do is I want to leave the meeting, click return to home screen, and then close the tab. So that gets rid of all, that completely closes the session in Google Meet. So thanks for watching that today. If there's any questions or queries, please do leave them in the comments below. Please subscribe and share this channel around. This is my first video on YouTube, so I'm really excited to get started properly and provide some fantastic resources for people and hopefully help people around the world. But if you could subscribe to me, share my channel, turn on notifications, that would be fantastic. Thanks very much for watching. Stay safe. Take care.